Ladies and gentlemen, Strangers123 back today, 2 videos in a row. Don't worry, it might not end there. I probably have a few more coming today as well. Just gonna spam them out like the Made in China conveyor belt factory thingy that I am. Anyways, this time I have a Hood game. Again, top tier. I had a bottom tier game, was not really that interesting to show. I don't actually have that many games in the Hood, and I don't really know if there's any Hood game I really want to show off to you guys, so here we go. Anyways, as you can see, this is one of the games I played during my testing phase. So, I'm running stock Damacon and stock defensive AA. Stock defensive AA is not going to matter. I decided to go with a premium heal, however. So, yeah. Anyways, what's the Hood like? Well, before we get too far into detail, let's just make it clear that she is a work in progress ship, just like the cargo. Things can and will be subject to change. So, what's my first of all impression of her? This is one of the earlier games I played. Well, I never actually checked the maneuverability, but only once I realized it, I realized her maneuverability is definitely quite awkward. Bit sluggish. She's really bad at slowing down, that's for sure. It takes ages to bring her speed down to a stop. And also, her turn radius, 910 meters, can get you into interesting positions. Not sure if I get stuck on islands or not in this one, but I'm sure as hell I've beached myself quite a few times in the past. Anyways, just getting into this, let's have a look at the preliminary important things you really need to keep in mind. Armor layout is quite tough, although you do have a, you're a tier 7 battleship, so your, I can't actually get my camera, but the front and rear sections are 25mm, which means larger caliber guns, such as that of my own 15-inch or the German 38s, are just going to lol pen through and guarantee damage. Otherwise, your upper main belt tapers down to 5 inches, 127mm, and you have some interesting areas on the, especially on the rear area. Anyone that knows the real history of Hood might know what actually happened to the poor girl and how she, well, it's theorized that she went that she had a fun and engaging game many years ago. So, that area is like, if you get shot from this kind of an angle or this kind of an angle into the area, at the back of your, near your rear turret, you can get citadeled, and I have been citadeled like that. Anyways, main battery range 17.6 kilometers, surface detectability range for the concealment captain, which in my opinion is actually is alright, 13.5 kilometers. She's definitely not a very stealthy battleship, although she definitely ain't bad either. I mean, have like 18-kilometer Fuso, 18-kilometer Congo, 18-kilometer Yamagi, 18-kilometer Ithmo, 18-kilometer Moscow. That's a cruiser, not a battleship. Well, it's a large cruiser, but hey. Anyways, one thing you do have to keep in mind is your main battery range of 17.6 kilometers currently means that most other battleships will outrange you. And what that means is you kind of have to be careful of what you're doing. Because if you get too close, well, everyone's going to be focusing on you. I had a game where, well, it's to be expected. I mean, you're in the middle of the map, you're going to get focused. So in the beginning stages of the game, a lot of the times you might find yourself kind of being out of the game. And if you do want to just try to press ahead and use your armor, mind you, 51mm of deck and tapering side belt does permit you to take quite some HE beating without getting damage. You need IFHE on larger caliber guns to actually deal the damage. Anyways, now, as you can see, I'm kind of pressing a bit into the middle to see if I can't find anything. Their destroyer has just gone down, and that's the only reason I did this. And as you can see, turret traverse speed kind of stuffing me over. Not able to actually get the turrets on time to fire all of it in one go, but there you go. Got some turret double pens. So that was a 20,000 opening salvo, and that's, well, half the Scharnhorst basically gone. Poor thing. So I'm off to a great start, but keep in mind, that's not something you can expect from the guns. Then you go getting broadsided by an enemy Scharnhorst over in the distance. It didn't really seem to do much. I'm just going to ignore that guy for the moment because he's not really the problem for me. Took a Douster trying to take pot shots at me, but that's not really something I should worry too much about. Took a Douster isn't really known for too great firepower. I fire one turret at her just to see what kind of maneuvering she's going to make. Figure out that I've triggered her turning. I'm now going to shoot back. And there you go, I managed to get one lol pen citadel through her armor. And I don't even think, one of the turrets didn't even fire, so I'm going to send that the Congo's way. It does pick up a 4.3k salvo on me, so that's one pen, one overpen, I believe. Something along those lines. Not a major issue for me because I'm willing to trade this amount of health in the opening stages just to get myself into a position where I can actually try to be close range and see what kind of damage I can deal. Anyways, as this is one of my more preliminary games, I'd like to, well, preliminarily, my view of, if you want, of the dispersion of the guns is that they have a tendency to disperse a lot horizontally and troll you majorly on the vertical. So sometimes you can just get a complete straddle with the shells going everywhere but the point of aim you're trying to hit. Other times you can have the shells just, you know, they disperse horizontally a lot, but the vertical dispersion is so little that you just get like those ridiculous 20k salvo I had, for example, against the Scharnhorst at the beginning of the game. Anyways, now I've kind of gotten to where I was and, well, where I want to be, and I realized that I don't actually have the maneuverability to fight here. Because, well, my ship is being really, really sluggish, and it's not really slowing down either. I take a pot shot at this big Johnny. He doesn't have the torpedo range to actually do much against me, and there you go. You see 5 overpens. My vertical dispersion was really, really not helping me out there, and I kind of expected to be able to pull this turn off, but that was not the case. So now I'm just trying to slow down to see if I can't bleed enough to get through this, but that's not going to happen either, and there's a chance I might just end up ramming this Scheiße now into the island, which is going to be really, really unfortunate. Well, let's be completely fair for both of us. But the Vidioni does go down and she's out of torpedo range. But the reason I didn't want to charge into that head on is because of incoming Scharnhorst. And you can see that's one of these cases of amazing dispersion. Don't expect this to happen too often. It didn't for me. This is one of those rare games where the guns actually behave themselves. But the main reason I haven't pressed my R button yet is because I know that I'm using stock damage control party. I do not want to have to suffer through a full flooding. And there you go, the Scharnhorst decides to angle away, and I'm just going to ignore her. Instead, this Arizona has hit the border, so I'm going to take a pot shot at that. And there you go, T-22 is, like, I realize that the T-22 is coming, you know, that close to me, and I'm like, crap, I need to move forwards. Or get out of this guy's way. Like, now I'm going forwards, which is a bit of a mistake, because that guy's engine is bust, and, well, I'm kind of going to end up blocking the guy if I do this, and if I block the guy and I get shot at, and someone's pointing at me, that guy might end up taking the hits. So, well, I realized it too late. I was looking at him like, can you turn? Bro, can you turn? Or not. So we kind of just got stuck on each other, and partly due to my not recognizing this thing's terrible maneuverability. And, well, you know, like I said, I've never actually checked the maneuverability stats of the thing before I went into battle. I kind of just went in blind just to, well, get a feel for her. And, well, now I know this thing does not turn. Not very well at all. And one thing that really kind of triggered me is her terrible deceleration as well. No, triggered and triggered. It's to be expected now in hindsight, but it kind of made her, well, it did make her a little bit uncomfortable to play. I mean, you kind of want to get in and brawl, but that's not really kind of where you... What can I say? It's not really where your guns and your maneuverability want you to. Your armor is certainly decent enough to be able to handle those kind of scenarios, but it's not really kind of where you want to be. Anyways, I see this Cleveland. I'm just trying to track the guy's maneuverability and how he's trying to turn right now, and I'm also doing a hard into port just to see if I can't... get my front turrets turned on target as well. Just trying to MLG over the island, knowing that I'm going to go and spot it, and so is he. Just trying to do as much damage as I can to him. He does set me on fire right now, which is really, really awkward. And now I have a grenade now in my face as well. And again, we can lull pen each other's armor, so it's not really the world's best scenario to be in, and I don't have a premium damage control party, so again, I'm being hesitant on pressing the R button, because chances are I press the R button, I'm just going to get set on fire again, so... In my opinion, a lot of the times it's, and that's 3 overpens, my guns are definitely hitting the mark right this game. But in my opinion, a lot of the times it's seriously just better just to let the fire burn, because then no one else is going to set you on fire there again. Anyways, the French cruiser decides to go forwards again, so I miss, and now it's my front turrets that are about to get loaded, so I know I can't actually target the Scharnhorst. If I had my rear guns up, there's a potential chance I could have. But for now, it's time just to get out of an awkward position, as I overpen the Frenchie twice with 2 shells, and the Cleveland sets me on fire again. You can see I'm burning for 50 seconds. I'm actually... I think I was missing the the fireproof flag as well, so that's why I'm burning for ridiculously long periods of time. That was a pleb move by me. I forgot to stick the thing on. As you can see, I have a different I have a complement of signals on, which is definitely not completely crap. And, well, the Cleveland's kind of just farming at me right now, and it seems that he doesn't have IFH either. But he is kind of hitting on my superstructure area, and it seems I'm still taking lots of damage in my superstructure. So I'm going to make the assumption that the Hood has a quite significant amount of superstructure health. Anyways, the Sean Woods decides he's going to turn and kind of broadside me, so I get a really good vertical dispersion again. 6 out of 8 shells at 9 kilometers, but well, they flew kind of high, so unfortunate there. And there you go, armor. Sean Horst gets 1 overpen, and the rest of it deflects off my tapering upper belt. If he could lull pen my upper belt areas, he would be able to do a lot more damage to me. Right now I'm just thinking I can angle against this Sean Horst. My biggest threat are the HE spamming cruisers. And now I'm basically just hoping for luck that this Dogetuajin just ceases to exist. Not the case though. Knocked out 8,000, but the thing's still alive and spamming me with more HE with the rest of the guy's friends. So now I'm just thinking, alright, I've got 20 seconds until my heal. I just need to stop a little bit of health bleed because the Sharnos is going to shoot me soon. So, right now, basically just trying to keep myself, you know, as healthy as I can. Dodge as much of the shells as I can. And try to take as little from the Sharnos as possible. Getting shot in the side as well. And the Congo on the 1-2 line is still alive. My team this game were definitely not having... They were definitely having the game of their life. And what? Press F to buy premium dispersion, right? Now I'm basically just solo trying to fight off what's coming up behind. Well, using a heal right now just to counteract whatever damage I take. It's not going to go too well, I guess, because I'm still getting shot in the side, getting shot in the tail, getting shot everywhere. What I need is this Sharnos to make a hard port turn so I can kind of hide myself behind the island so I can go invisible. But then I realize about now I look at the map and go like, wait. The fucking Congo on the 1 line's still alive? What? Anyways, with some of the enemies behind the island, I'm just thinking, alright, if I can turn myself in, avoid the stuff behind me, and let them shoot at the Colorado instead, I can maybe perhaps go and deal with the Congo in front of me, but I get set on fire, so that's... Rip me. I'm basically going to die, because, you know, I don't have a Damacon up, I don't have my premium damage control party, because of testing, and I don't have, well, the fireproof flag, so... I've lost a lot more health to fire damage as like Gneisen now gets wrecked by the Congo. So now I realize, well, I'm dead. I just, you know, want to get one more salvo off. Maybe I can do something to this Congo. Shells are going in. And dispersion says, nah, potato. So I am unable to citadel the Congo through the 8-inch belt. And I'm gonna burn down. Well, that's it for my game, so screw looking at the rest of the scores. Let's have a look at the detailed report screen. 145,978,000 damage, not too bad. 2 citadels, I think both of them were against the Frenchie that was chasing my tail. 1 plane shot down, not like it really matters, only 1 kill. Having a look at the team score, I doubled the rest of my team. They all sucked massive balls, but doesn't really matter. It's really just to see what the Hood can, and in my opinion, she definitely can. When her guns don't troll her, she can do quite a lot. Although in that situation, I honestly believe that a Scharnhorst would have done a lot better than a Hood. Slightly better maneuverability, the fact that you have torpedoes, and the higher DPM against broadsides means that the Scharnhorst, in my opinion, just does a lot better, despite the guns also being very troll there. Having a look at the detailed report screen, Dogetuajin, Tuan, I have no clue how to say those names. The French tier 4. Blew him up for 22,000, but he still did quite some damage to me. Sharnos, 34,000. Arizona, 22k as well. Congo, 16,000. Tuka, 15k, getting him. I think, actually, no, I might have citadeled him in the beginning as well. Cleveland, 13,000. He was being a little bit annoying. Not like it really mattered. And the last one, I don't know. All of my damage dealt purely from main battery AP, just spamming that stuff. And these guns are really, really troll. The guns have... the 1.8 Sigma and also worse armor penetration and damage capability values compared to even that of the Warspite, 1 tier lower. But of course, she's a work in progress, and well, personally, for me right now, as an initial impression, I believe that if she doesn't get slightly better guns, considering her shorter range, and the inability to mount a scout plane, and this is my opinion, is actually very important. The scout planes are very, very useful for MLGing into smoke, MLGing over islands, and for MLGing in just overall MLGing stuff that you want to shoot, but you can't really without it. For example, stuff that's out of range. And with 17.6km main battery range, the guns really should be a lot more reliable, because sure, you have the armor and a tier 8 battleship level of health. It doesn't really help you that much if your guns can't punch back. And as a premium, 500,000 credits on a defeat, but hey, it was a defeat, so, and I'm also using the King of the Seas flag, so I am getting 20% extra that you guys probably otherwise wouldn't. Also, on top of that, this time I'm using Shimmerpan, so I also get 20% off that. Why am I using Shimmerpan? Well, because I got bored, and I didn't really like the stock camo. I think it was just a bit too bland, so I decided to be a piece of shit and stick that on. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick replay, cast and first impressions of the Hood. I think I showed off some of the aspects of her that are both positive and negative, such as the, well, when they work, decent firepower, when it works, decent armor, quite okay AT resistances, though, didn't take too much damage. For example, the Nagato against the Cleveland with IFHE there would have just hemorrhaged health ridiculously fast. He would have probably be doing about 4k damage every salvo. Reasonable top speed, although poor maneuverability, and the, well, what can I say, the health wall kind of did help me, and I didn't actually have the chance to show off the anti-aircraft. Maybe I'll have another game to show you guys with that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.